Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn about recursion. So what is recursion? Recursion is a process in which a function calls itself. So recursion means there is a function if the function calling itself again and again. So this process is called recursion. Normally in case of user defined function, either main method or from another user defined method you are going to call that function. But in case of recursion, so whatever the function is available within the function, the same function call is available. That means the same function again and again calling itself. Okay, so here is sample code. So int a, it is one function. Within the function certain code is there and the function call a. That means the same function calling again and again. This is called recursion. So in case of recursion you have to consider one important thing is, let us say if this function is calling itself again and again, when this function call will stop? Either this function call will stop at some point or else it goes to infinite. So definitely it goes to infinite. So when you try to write recursion program or when try to write a recursion process, you must specify one criteria or condition. Based on that condition only the function is calling itself. That means you have to put full stop for the function call, otherwise it is going to infinite. So here the important thing in case of recursion is base condition. You have to specify one condition. Based on the condition that recursion will terminate. Otherwise it goes to infinite, so you will get memory error. Because for every function call, so whatever the memory is required, that memory is occupied in your computer memory. So it's continuously occupied in the computer memory. At some point the memory will not available to provide the space, so it will get the memory error. So when you try to write any recursive procedures, you must specify the base condition, otherwise it is useless. So that is about the introduction of the recursion. Now we will understand the recursion by taking one simple example program. So here I am taking the demonstration program of the factorial, to finding the factorial of a given number by using the recursive approach. Okay. So here I have a main function. Within the main function I am taking one value n equal to 3 and I am going to call fact n. Fact n means this is the user defined function fact n. Within the fact n the code is available. So fact n means fact of 3. So 3 is copied here and within the inside there is a recursive approach is there. If you observe here, the first statement is if n is equals to 1, it return 1. That means you are sending n value is 1, then this function return 1, you will get the return 1 as output. Otherwise else if n value is not 1, it return n into factorial of n minus 1. That means your n into factorial of n minus 1 means again this function is calling the same function. This is recursive approach. Okay. So here if n equals to 1 is called base condition. Already we discussed the base condition. If n is equals to 1, you simply return from this fact to the calling area. Otherwise this function is calling again and again itself. This is the approach. So for every recursive method you need one base condition for terminating the function. Okay. So here what happened, when you try to call this fact method with value 3, so initially fact of 3 will call. That means whatever the fact of 3 memory requirement, that much of memory is reserved in the stack. Okay, then it checks the condition if n is equals to 1 or not. So our n is 3, so this condition fails, it goes to the else part. What is the code in else part? It should return your n value into factorial of n minus 1, means 3 is the n value into fact of 3 minus 1, 2. So fact of 2 is, again there is a function call. That means whenever there is a function call is available, first that function should be executed, then this complete statement will be executed. Whatever the arithmetic expression available in that function call, that will be executed later. That means 3 into fact of 2 is the code for fact 3. 3 into fact of 2 means fact of 2 is, again it's a function call. So first it executes and come back to the calling statement. So fact of 2 means again it goes to the same method with n value 2. Condition checked, 2 is equals to 1 failed, else part return n into fact of n minus 1. What is n? 2 into fact of n minus 1 means 2 minus 1, 1. So here 2 into fact of 1. Again fact of 1 is one function call. The memory required for the fact of 1 will be generated. So 1 is coming to here. Now finally the fact method call with the value 1. First the base condition will be checked. If n is equals to 1, at this point this condition is satisfied, so it returns 1. Where it returns 1? Wherever the function call of fact 1 is there, at that point this 1 will be returned. So fact of 1 is here. So fact of 1 returns 1 means this 1 is coming to here. Now the fact of 1 value is 1. So what is now that expression is evaluated. 2 into 1. What is the value? 2. So this expression value is what? 2. This 2 is called from fact of 2. So this 2 value is returned to function call fact of 2. Now this value is 2. Now evaluate this expression. What is this expression? 3 into 2. What is the value? 6. So this expression value is 6. Where this expression is calling from fact of 3. So 6 will be returned here. So fact of 3 value is now 6. Where this fact of 3 is called? From the main method. From the main method. So from here it returns to here wherever the function call is available. So its value is 6. You will get the print statement as 6. So that is how a recursive method will be executed. Means for every function call, separate memory area was reserved in stack manner. So the expression of the function call will be evaluated for whatever the stack portion available on the top. So here on top portion, this one is popped and the next portion is executed. 2 into 1 is executed and this is popped and this 2 value is given to the previous position of the stack. Now it becomes top. 3 into 2, 6. So this 6 value is assigned to the last segment of the stack. Now that will be the top and it removes the top value and this 6 will be sent to the original function call from the main. So this is how one method executed recursively. Here for every portion fact of 3, one memory location was reserved in stack. 3 into fact of 2, again one memory location. 2 into fact of 1, again one memory location. So when you pop up something, that value is given to the next memory location. So like this, stack is used to implement the recursive methods. This is how a recursive program will execute. So I hope you understand this session. Thank you.